thank you to His Excellency of Japan State in Vatican, Mr. Nagasaki-san, and thank you for this interview for Agenzia Stampa Italia. The first answer is 70 years ago, after the end of the Second World War, many nations all over the world decided to join their efforts for rebuilding the international relations on a new basis and founded the United Nations. The main purpose was to construct, promote, and preserve the peace among peoples. Do you think that the spirit of the foundation fathers is still alive?
Well, I think that the founding of the United Nations was a very important event for all the international community, especially as well for Japan, which we have been member of the United Nations because it is important to build international peace and development. 70 years has passed. I think the spirit is still there, but unfortunately, the world, we are facing so many difficulties. But despite of that, I think it is still and more important now than ever to maintain and to rethink about this spirit in order to build a more peaceful and stable world. So I think we should look back. This is a good moment to look back and try to understand how we can make peace in this very difficult world that we are living now.
Thank you. So for this, the visit, at the moment, Francisco Pope is going to visit Africa. It's very important, this message to the people, and this is a very specific message.
Exactly. I think that the Pope's going to Africa, where Africa, they are willing to make a better society, but they are also facing many difficulties. And the fact that the Pope is going to Africa for the first time is a very significant visit to Africa, and I'm very sure that it will give a good effect to the African community and also to the international community.
Yes, now we are in Umbria,
yes,
the country of the peace, we said, and the spiritual soul. Every stone is speaking about the spiritual. It's important in Montone, this event, this important manifestation, because we need peace, and Montone is in Umbria, and it's very important for you to give in that city, in that town, a special message. Can you explain?
Yes, I think that it is a privilege for us, the ambassadors to the Vatican, to come to the cuore of Umbria, and especially it's a spiritual center for the Sacro Spina. And here I think we can come back to history, and I think it is a very beautiful site to remember the 70 years of the creation of the United States. And we are very grateful to the authorities, Sindaco de Umbria, Sindaco of Montone, for this visit. And we are very privileged to come to see ordinary Italian people celebrating the United Nations, piccola ma grande.
Yes, okay. Thank you very much. I would like to say also, assured Japan has cherished a strong international reputation since Mr. Abe Shinzo started to lead the government. The Prime Minister has given Japanese people back the trust in themselves and in their history, which he conserved by Abe in a homogeneous way, not fragmentary. Japan cannot eternally apologize to the abroad. This is the general perception. What do you think about it?
Well, of course, Japan, after the Second World War, we have been in the road for peace. We say pacifism in Japan is a very strong thinking behind all policies in Japan. Of course, we have to adapt to the new international situation, but the pacifism, as Prime Minister Abe has mentioned, is a proactive pacifism, that we are not just waiting for peace to come, but we are actually contributing to the development and for the peace building. And in that sense, United Nations is going to continue to be a very important part of this work.
It's very important. What about, we read something about the new constitution. Abe would like to change, for example, you have a self-defense force.
Yes.
Is going to change this rule in the constitution?
Well, the constitution is the basis of our nation, but of course it depends on the will of the Japanese people to think what is better to maintain the peace in Asia and in the world. We are not at the moment talking directly of the change of constitution, but we are going to contribute more to the peace efforts in all over the world. And that is what Prime Minister Abe is saying in proactive pacifism. And that is the policy that we're going to do.
Thanks to His Excellency Nagasaki-san.
Thank you.
Domo arigato.
Thank you very much
Grazie.
for this opportunity. Molto grazie per questo.
Grazie a lei.
Grazie.